Hey babies, how you doing? I'm jumping around and flipping and doing again every time on myself. But anyway, this is my third attempt to get on here today. I don't know if you saw any. Hopefully, if you saw the first three, I figured out what was going on with it. I've got a new toy. Bing, there it is. See that? Huh? Let me do it again. Yeah, I'm pretty now. And wait a minute, I can change the color. I can be a little. That's kind of yellowy, and that's I don't know what that is. And that's another something. There's I'm back to the butter. I'm thinking that's probably best. Anyway, whatever. I want to talk to you today about get some of this stuff out of the way here. I got too much stuff I'm looking at. Um, what's going on with Russia now? I don't have any inside information. I'm just going with my gut. But I have a question. Biden is our president. Russia's got hundreds of thousands of their troops on the border with Ukraine. Ukraine's got, twice as many because it's their country. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be overrun. And people say, well, why does Russia want Ukraine? Well, let me tell you. Other than the fact there's a bunch of Russian people that live in Ukraine, I mean Russian speaking people, that just when the Soviet Union fell, there was a bunch of Russians in Ukraine because it was part of the Soviet Union, and then it just got all messed up. And there's a lot of die-hard Russians whose heart and soul is Russia or the old USSR, if they, older folks, and they remember their glory days and the gulags. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't live there. All I can do, like everybody else, is surmise and project. But here's a question that came to me when all this hoopla come up. What country was it that the president's son, Hunter Biden, got a job with an oil company, and they paid him millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he had zero experience. Hello. And then he got another little gig, same kind of thing, with China. Now, a person's got to ask themselves, how did this company, what country was it? Ooh, Ukraine. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how this can help or hurt liberals because they're in power. And it was Biden's son who made all this money with no experience in the field. One wonders why. Now, I'm not smart enough to put all the pieces together. Maybe you are. I just noticed pieces. You know what I'm saying? Biden gets all cowboy on Russia if they're going to go in, and then he says, well, if you got a little invasion, it's all right. But if you try to take over the whole damn thing, well, then, hey, we're going to have to bomb you out of existence or whatever. Of course, we're not going to send any military personnel in. No, sir. No, we're going to do that. We're not going to make that kind of mistake no more. You got to have intel on the ground, baby. You ever fought a war? Anybody in the military? you, you can't just sit at your laptop and win a war. It don't work that way. I don't care how great our technology is. You got to have cleaners. You got to have sweep up. You got to have intelligence. What do you bomb? Take out a kindergarten school somewhere? You don't want to do that. Make you look bad. Lord have mercy. But I do wonder how much information the people in Ukraine have that they can hold over the president's head to get his protection against the Russians, since him and his son got a shitload of money from him illegally. Saying that could just be me, and I could be completely misinformed, because I'm despicable. One of those people. But I'm just curious. I wonder. It's just strange all this is going on right now, isn't it? I mean, it's just like, almost like it was orchestrated. Because if Russia, remember, Russia took Crimea? Who's president? Ooh, Obama. And now Russia doesn't want maybe all of the country. They just want the eastern part of the country and good access to the shipping lanes down there. Saying. Of course, if they took the whole enchilada, my good God, they have all kinds of natural resources, huge amounts of coal, huge amounts of titanium, huge amounts of uranium. Just plus, it's like the bread basket of that section of the continent. They used to feed all of Russia and the USSR. They can produce enough food in their country, and it's a little bit bigger in Texas, and they can produce enough food to fill 600 million people without batting an eye. More if they had better technologies. But they're doing pretty good, They're getting a lot of the Western Bloc manufactured equipment instead of the old broke down ass Russian stuff. Saying. And it's more dependable, and it does more and more powerful and all that kind of business. And now the borders are open to the west. All that stuff just get trucked in. They got Belarus to the north, and what's Austria? Is it whatever is over there to the direct west of them? I don't know that region that well, but I'm just saying. It seems to me a little bit funny that all of this is going on right now. And here's the other part. If Russia does take the eastern part of Ukraine, and they don't run over the whole thing, what's Biden going to do? Can he stop them? And then the Chinese are sitting there watching all this, going, well, maybe now's a good time to take Taiwan. Because, Biden don't even know what day it is. And you got all of those generals over there that are all, trust me here, almost every general left that hasn't resigned or was fired or removed is a liberal. And liberals have no problem whatsoever killing people. Ask the Clintons. Saying, not a problem. They don't care about going to war. Shall we go back and tick off all the Democrats that was in power when we went to war? Can we? Every single one. Except Lincoln. There might have been another, but the only one that comes to mind would be Lincoln. And of course, he went to war to end slavery, right? That's what we're told. But that's what we're told. And who am I to argue with what we're being told? Huh? We just all go along, get along, don't we? So, you got anything? Because, this is, what's today? Monday? Yeah, today's Monday. I say by Friday, Putin's going to go in or he ain't. Because it's you got to strike when the iron's hot. He's got everything is in position. Nothing for him to walk in and take the Eastern Bloc. Nothing. He'll overpower the Ukrainians like that. There'll be a lot of people die on each side, but they can't stop Russia. We can stop Russia, but do we want to? Do we need to? How would it benefit us? These are questions that need to be answered before we do something. Just, because Ukraine is not in NATO. So we don't have a treaty to protect them. Now, if the peanut butter hits the fan, in case kids are watching, what's our NATO allies going to do? What's France going to do? What's Great Britain going to do? Canada, Australia, Belgium, yeah. Germany. What are they going to do? Nothing. Why? Who's supplying them with oil right now? Oh, Russia. Boy, we're in a pickle, baby. If you sit down for just a second, stop a minute, and ponder a little bit on who's where, who's doing what, and how this might all turn out, your head will explode. Because this whole time, Russia's been playing chess, and the United States has been playing checkers, except for a brief period when Trump was in office. And he got Russia to just kind of stop. Because Putin knew Trump's crazy. Trump and Reagan was a lot alike in the fact that they say what they mean and they mean what they say. They're not posturing for some kind of graft. Trump don't need money. If he never worked another day in his life, he's got enough to live like a king forever. He served a whole term, never took a penny. Well, he had to take $1 a year because, legal shit. But he would donate his whole paycheck to something. How much Biden donating to something? How much extra graft is he getting? You know what I'm saying? Follow the money, baby. Follow the money. I can't do a whole lot on the farm today. It's kind of drizzly ass rain out there. And so I thought I'd come in here and talk about Russia. But that's all I got on it. If you got a question, you got something you want to know, whatever, put it down there. If I know the answer, I'll try to tell you. And if I don't, I'll look it up. And if I can't find it, I'll just tell you shit out of luck. But I'm honest. I'm not going to make up something. I try to tell you what I feel, what I believe. I'm honest. And I'm pretty. That's why I got, where'd that button go? There we go. That's why I got that, right? Anyway, that's it. It's going to be short today because I do have some inside stuff that I got to get done. But anyway, think about that. What are we going to do? What should we do? How's it going to affect us domestically if we play wrong? We need to start playing long and not this short-term shit. You know what I mean? We need some people in there that can really figure stuff out. And I don't know what generals we have left that are worth a damn. That aren't just, trying to think of a nice term. Overly ambitious staffers. Whole room full of 3 stars. They don't do shit. No. Just don't. Put them in charge of regiments and brigades and all that kind of stuff. They don't do shit. It's the 4 stars and the 2 stars that do shit. Of course, the 1s and 3s were. They're going to disagree with that. Whatever. And in enlisted, it's sergeants from E5 to E9. Well, E9s don't do much. They don't. They did theirs when they were E5s, E6, E7. And then E8, E9, oops, they don't do nothing much. Don't have to. It's sort of like being a teacher and having tenure. you got all your grad students doing everything for you. You don't do shit. Have a paper or something, and all that's grafted off your grad students. I'm just saying. It is what it is, So, anyway, love y'all. Have a good day. I'm done. I ain't got anything else today, but I'm just, I'm worried about the Russia. I don't want to see us back at war again. We just got out of Afghanistan. What the hell do we need to do back in war? Because we have forgotten how to fight it. We don't have generals that know how to decimate. And if you don't decimate, what the hell are you going to war for? We don't, we haven't groomed any diplomats. We don't have any kind of diplomacy. Just don't. Jared Kushner, son-in-law of Trump, did more in 2 years than our State Department has done in how many decades? Anybody? He got several Muslim countries to sign treaties with Israel. Hello. Ever been done before? No. Huh? No. Never. So, there you go. All right, 18 minutes in, I'm done. Y'all have a blessed day. Come visit me here at the farm if you're local and you're close. Or if you just want to get out of the cold up north, you can come down and say, hey, we got a lot of motels, hotels around here. You can stay. I don't have any place out here yet for you, but we're working on it. And soon, hopefully, I'm going to have 2 little apartments out here on the main building. You can come spend a weekend and hobnob with the goats and the emus. Get away from big city. Anyway, love y'all. Take care of yourself.